What is going on, everybody? This is your boy Man Up. I'm coming at you with one more video today. I had to get out my WWE World Championship because this belt here is kind of going to lead into the topic I want to talk about today. We all know this is a bootleg belt. This does not come from the WWE shop. And I also want to say this here, give a disclaimer, because I already know, since I'm not going to complain, whine, or be dramatic, I already know this video is not going to get a lot of views. That's just how it goes in today's world. Now, the reason why I got this belt out is because, like I just said, this is not a WWE shop belt. I had this belt specially made for me, like I do with all of my belts. And the reason being is because I do not like the belts that come from the WWE shop. Keep that in mind. Now I'm going to give you a saying that I heard when I was just a little bitty man up. I was a little man growing up. However you want to put that. Excuse me. You can make some of the people happy some of the time. You can make some of the people happy all of the time. Hell, you can even make all the people happy some of the time. But you cannot and will not make all of the people happy all of the time. Keep that saying in mind. Because I just got to watching a video from, I'm not going to say the person's name, but I will give you the title of the video. It's called "The Day the McMahons Lied to Us and Tried to Apologize." Now, I was watching that video, and the person who made that video was complaining how the product ain't the same and blah, blah, blah. And I agree with him on this. The product is not the same. Hence the reason why I haven't really watched wrestling since, I want to say, like 2012. Somewhere around there. So, what I have done was just start watching it. I didn't complain about it. I didn't make no videos. I didn't write no letters. I didn't start no boycott, no nothing. Because I love wrestling. I started watching wrestling back in the mid to late 80s. And loved it ever since. I still somewhat love it, but not like I used to. I'm like Edge, Undertaker, Triple H, Kane, all of them. I'm devoted to the WWE. I'm not going anywhere else. So I don't complain. Now, if you don't like what you've seen with the WWE, there are other wrestling promotions out there. TNA, AEW, New Japan, Impact, whole bunch of indie circuits, that you can watch. So, my point in saying all this is, I watching that video. No, I had a question. I even left a comment on that video. I was like, I have a question. I'm not trolling. I'm not trying to do any noise talking. It was just, why complain about somebody else's company? Do you really think that they're going to listen to you? Do you really think that? Now, I'm not saying that companies don't listen to their customers, but this is a company who has millions and millions, maybe billions, I'm not 100% sure, but I know at least hundreds and hundreds of millions of fans all over the world. Kind of going back to that saying I just told you. You're not going to make everybody happy all of the time. Vince knows that his product is dropping. That's why they tried to bring Raw Underground, which is kind of almost like the Attitude Era, but they had to cut that out because of this pandemic. So they had to cut that out. They might bring it back once everything gets back where it was. Now, I haven't really watched a WWE television programming in a long time. Now, I watched WrestleMania like last month because of Edge and Shane. Kind of brought me back to when I first got into wrestling. Really got into it. Like I said, I started watching it like in the mid to late 80s, but I really got into it in the early 90s. That's when I had to sit down and watch wrestling. I could not miss it. Now, I stopped watching because this PG era. You can't say or do anything without somebody whining and complaining. That's why the WWE programming is not what it used to be. Somebody's going to always complain. Somebody's whining. Somebody is going to say something. Like I said, here's the reason why I get these kind of belts. I have more belts over here that I can show you. Well, y'all probably seen them. Y'all can go watch all my unboxing videos and you can see them yourself. I have a bunch of belts that did not, well, all of my belts did not come from the WWE shop. And a lot of them are custom made for me. The reason being is because why would I complain about a product from a company that has millions and millions of customers? I'm just one person. Yeah, you might say, well, a lot of people. Well, guess what? Companies like this play the percentage numbers. They got 100 people complaining, but guess what? They got millions and millions of customers. What you think gonna end up happening? So, with that being said, if you don't like it, like I just said before, there's other wrestling promotions that you can watch. A lot of people say they like AEW better. A lot of people say they like TNA better, like New Japan better. It is what it is. It's just like when you getting in your car and you driving down the street, you turn on your radio, they playing a song you don't like. I bet you never ever made a video about them. I bet you never ever wrote them a letter say don't play this song no more. What did you do? You just changed the station. Same thing when you at home and you in your room or your living room, whatever, you finna watch some TV. I bet you never wrote them or made a video about them. What did you do? You changed the channel, or you maybe turned it off. One of the two. See, look, my whole thing is this, and I'm finna wrap this up. My whole thing is this. At the end of the day, man, I get it. I agree that it ain't the same. But you have to understand, times have changed, and people now whine and complain too much. So, what you think is going to end up happening? That's all I'm saying. You know, you got this PG era, you got this cancel culture, which I'm not 100% sure what that means. But you got this where everybody complains about any and everything that you say or do. If it ain't what they like, they'll complain. So it's like, you're not going to, like I said, that old saying, which is always going to be true. You're not going to make everybody happy all of the time. Some people might like what's going on these days. Then you got the masses who don't. You had the masses who loved the attitude era, even the ruthless aggression era, but hate this new PG era. And I'm one of those that hate it, but I never wrote WWE a letter. I never did a video telling WWE to change, because you see this all over YouTube, and I'm like, why? If you don't like it, just change. It's kind of like with your favorite football team. You might not like their uniform. Do you think they're gonna change it because of you? No, they're gonna do what makes them money. So with that being said, I'm finna go ahead and end this video, but I just had to put that out there. That I'm just curious on why people are complaining. Like I said, I'm not trolling. I'm not noise talking. It's just a curious question, because there's always other options out there for you. Like I did with the belts. I don't like WWE shop belts. I wanted belts. I went somewhere else and got belts made. Then I got belts made that I like. Just saying. There are always options out there for you instead of whining and complaining. So with that being said, I'm finna go ahead and end this. This was your boy Man Up. I'm Chunking the Deuce. And as always, you was in the man cave. Sorry, I gotta be rude and kick you out this man cave.